If this walk spoke to something deeper inside you, don't just feel inspired. Act, put the phone down, step outside, reclaim your mind, and if you're ready to live with more clarity, presence, and power, hit that subscribe button. This is your space to wake up. Comment below when you're taking your walk, and let the silence speak. Most people think discipline starts in the morning. They talk about the 5 a.m. club, about winning the day, about waking up with fire. But here's the truth. You don't win the morning unless you first win the night. You don't rise with power if you collapse in chaos. You don't create a life of clarity if your nights are full of noise, overstimulation, and silent burnout. Tonight is not just another evening. It's a choice, a doorway, a test of who you are when no one's watching. Because the most successful people in the world, the ones with drive, clarity, conviction, they don't just work differently, they recover differently. They understand something simple but powerful. Rest is not weakness, it's a weapon. And that weapon gets sharpened when you make one small shift. You go to bed 1 hour earlier. 1 hour, that's all. Not a massive change, but a meaningful one, because that hour becomes your edge. While others scroll, binge, drift, you close. You shut it down. You tell your body and your mind, we're done for the day, now we rebuild. That hour becomes the moment you stop negotiating with fatigue, with stress, with burnout. It's the moment you reclaim your power, not through effort, but through surrender. Not through force, but through structure. Because going to bed early isn't about sleep, it's about respect for your energy, for your time, for your future. You say you want high performance, you say you want focus, ambition, results, but performance doesn't begin with hustle, it begins with restoration. It begins when you make recovery sacred, when you protect it like you protect your dreams. And that starts tonight, not tomorrow, not next Monday, tonight. You draw a line. You say no more aimless nights, no more wasted energy, no more late night distractions stealing my clarity, because that 1 hour is not just sleep, it's identity. It's a vote for the person you're becoming, because that hour is more than rest, it's rebellion. In a world that worships hustle but ignores health, going to bed early is a radical act of self-respect. It says, I refuse to run on empty. I refuse to sacrifice long-term power for short-term pleasure. It's not weakness, it's strategy. It's wisdom. It's playing the long game while others burn out, chasing the short one, and over time, that 1 hour stacks. 1 hour earlier tonight means sharper decisions tomorrow. More clarity, more presence, more patience. You're no longer reacting, you're leading. And that leadership doesn't come from caffeine, it comes from rhythm. Recovery is your rhythm. And the people who own their rhythm, they own the room. You think the greats, the ones who make history, who shift culture, who build empires, are just grinding in chaos? No. They recover with intention. They protect their energy like it's their empire. Because it is. And so is yours. You can't afford to treat your energy like an afterthought. You can't afford to crash into bed at 1 a.m. and wonder why your mornings are foggy, your emotions unstable, your focus scattered. It's not about willpower, it's about systems. And the first system to master is this: shut it down 1 hour earlier, every night. The discipline isn't in the alarm clock, it's in the choice to unplug when it's easier to stay online. It's in the moment you close the laptop, silence the noise, dim the lights, and say, this is my boundary. This is where I stop giving to the world and start giving back to myself. That's what that extra hour gives you, recovery with intention. Not sleep as an accident, but sleep as a weapon. And when your sleep becomes intentional, your life becomes unshakable. Because every great performance begins the night before. That extra hour, it's not a luxury. It's leverage. It's the hour that compounds while others waste it. You don't need more time, you need more intention with the time you already have. And nothing screams intention louder than choosing to close the day with discipline. That 1 hour is how you tell your future self, I've got your back. That 1 hour says, tomorrow you will wake up sharper, stronger, calmer, because I made this decision tonight. That's called alignment. That's how habits become destiny. And you don't do it once, you do it daily. You stack that hour every night, and in 30 days, you've gained 30 hours. In a year, you've taken back 15 full days of your life. Not from others, from yourself, from your own patterns, from your own compromises. Most people won't do this. Most will hear this and scroll on. They'll say, "That's nice," and return to their habits. But not you. Because if you're listening this far, it's because you're different. You're done playing small. You've had enough of running on fumes and calling it ambition. You've had enough of saying you're tired but doing nothing about it. You're ready to build the kind of life that doesn't just look powerful, but feels powerful, from the inside out. And that power starts with peace. It starts with rest. It starts when you train your mind to say, "I deserve rest because I demand performance. I deserve clarity because I choose discipline." This isn't about comfort. This is about becoming dangerous in the morning by mastering the night. You want to lead? You want to win? Then start by closing the day with strength, because how you end the day determines how you begin the next. And every morning is just a reflection of the discipline you lived the night before. That's the truth. You can either sleep through your potential or rise because of it. But either way, it starts tonight, because it's not just about sleep. It's about what that extra hour unlocks. When you protect your energy, you protect your future. Your metabolism begins to heal. Your brain begins to reboot. Your nervous system, wrecked by stress and noise, finally exhale. You wake up, not dragging, but driven. Not surviving, but clear. Your thoughts sharpen. Your confidence rises. Your emotional triggers, they shrink. Your anxiety, it fades. Your resilience, it returns. All from one decision, one consistent act of discipline that nobody sees, but everybody feels. Because people feel your energy before they hear your words. And when you've slept with intention, your presence shifts. You walk into a room and something is different. Not because of what you say, but because of who you've become. And this identity, this new version of you, is not built in the spotlight. It's built in the quiet, disciplined hours before bed when the world says, "Just one more scroll," and you say, "No." When the world says, "It's fine, stay up," and you say, "I've got something bigger to protect." That's the warrior mindset. That's the builder's edge. You don't need louder alarms. You need deeper convictions. Because success isn't noisy. It's quiet repetition. It's what you do when no one's watching. It's choosing discipline over dopamine, vision over validation, leadership over laziness. That's what 1 hour earlier creates. Not sleep, identity. And when that identity locks in, you start treating your life differently. You stop negotiating with mediocrity. You stop apologizing for protecting your boundaries. You stop calling chaos normal, because you remember who you are and who you're here to become. Not some tired, overworked, scattered version of you, but the clear, calm, focused creator you were born to be. Because when you choose discipline at night, you're not just in building sleep, you're building self-trust. And self-trust is everything. It's the root of confidence, the foundation of peace, the anchor when life gets loud. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I'll wake up early," only to stay up late, doing nothing that matters? How many times have you promised change, then delayed it until Monday? That cycle isn't just about time, it's about identity erosion. Every time you break your word to yourself, you chip away at your confidence. You teach your brain that your promises mean nothing, but tonight, that ends. Tonight, you write a new pattern. You tell your nervous system, "When I say something, I follow through." This is how warriors are built. Not through noise, but through nights. Through quiet, consistent obedience to your higher self. Not the tired version, not the overstimulated version. The disciplined version. The one that doesn't need external validation, the one that doesn't make excuses, the one that says, "If I want to build a life of power, peace, and presence, I have to start by protecting my recovery." You see, this hour, it's not just recovery, it's preparation, it's programming. You're programming your body to wake up with energy. You're programming your mind to expect clarity. You're programming your spirit to crave stillness instead of chaos. And when that becomes your default, you move differently, you think longer, you lead stronger. Because you're not operating from exhaustion anymore, you're operating from overflow. And here's what they won't tell you. The people who change the world don't just outwork others. They out-recover them. They prioritize the invisible. They train like athletes. They rest like warriors, and they protect their peace like it's sacred. Because it is. So don't wait for your body to crash. Don't wait for burnout to wake you up. Make the decision before the consequences force. I'd go to bed 1 hour earlier tonight, not as a punishment, but as a declaration. I am no longer available for chaos. I'm building clarity, peace, and legacy. And it begins with this hour. You want to change your life? Start with your nights. Not with vision boards, not with hype, not with empty motivation. Start with the discipline no one sees. Start with the hour that feels small but carries weight. Because when you go to bed 1 hour earlier tonight, you're not losing an hour of fun. You're gaining 10 hours of power. You're gaining clarity that others will mistake for genius. You're gaining presence that others will confuse with talent. But it's not magic. It's just consistency. It's stacking that one decision over and over until the world around you bends to your rhythm. Not the other way around. This is your edge. This is how you move from reactive to deliberate, from burnt out to lit up, from drifting through the week to dominating it. Because every goal, every habit, every dream, it all lives or dies in the space between 9 p.m. and midnight. That's where momentum is born or buried. And you get to choose. You get to say, no more. No more letting fatigue win. No more letting notifications own your peace. No more mistaking stimulation for fulfillment. From now on, you own the night. You protect it like your future depends on it. Because it does. And the world? It won't celebrate your early bedtime. It won't reward you with likes or applause. But your life will. Your results will. Your mornings will. Your mind will. Your body will. Your spirit will. You'll feel the shift. Quiet, subtle, but unstoppable. You'll stop hitting snooze. Because you won't need to. You'll stop chasing energy. Because it will already be yours. You'll stop waiting for the weekend to recover. Because you'll live each day rested, clear, and in control. So tonight, when the distractions creep in, when the show tempts you, when the feed scrolls endlessly, when the excuses feel justified, pause. Ask yourself, is this hour stealing your strength or securing your future? Is this moment pulling you into exhaustion or pushing you toward excellence? Because greatness is never built in the spotlight. It's built in the silence. In the hour where nobody claps. In the moment you close your eyes, not because you're weak, but because you're ready. Ready to rise, ready to lead, ready to stop living life half awake, so shut it down. Set the alarm. Not for control, but for freedom. Dim the light, put down the phone, and own the hour. That's your new standard. Not staying up to survive the day, but sleeping early to dominate the next one. That's how you build a life of excellence. That's how you rise without anxiety. Lead without burnout. Love without depletion. Create without collapse. You don't need more time, and you need more energy. And it all begins tonight. Because the version of you who's clear, disciplined, confident, focused, that version is already in you. But it's buried under sleepless nights and scattered attention. Unearth it, protect it, and build it. One quiet hour at a time. Tonight is the beginning, not of your sleep, but of your standard. Now go to bed.